Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer and we're returning to our Let's Play of Hearts of Iron 4, the Kaiserreich mod. We are playing, of course, the Princely Federation, and we're just in war against the Indian commune, so the communists in Eastern India over here. And we're going to start the game again. We have just last time reorganized our forces a little bit, so they are coming to where they do need to be, hopefully at least. And while that is taking place, let's make sure our guys aren't doing anything super stupid up there. Why are you doing that? Oh, because you have, in fact, orders to do that. Okay, that's fine. Just please don't. Right, we are making some progress over here, though, into these empty provinces, and that's nice. Oh, by the way, there are apparently some foreign forces over there as well. You're coming up that way, that's great. Forces are gathering up over here. It's fine if you're doing this. Could you maybe sort of clear up that area down there, though? That'd be fantastic. And let's take a look at the overall war. So, Dominion of India is being a little bit occupied here. But I'm wondering whether I should have done that differently. Should I have let the communists take over that area and maybe only attack them then? Maybe. I don't know. Ooh. Here's an opportunity. You guys need to come up this way. Strengthen our defenses there. And once you have done so... Okay, let's bring you up here as well. Fast cavalry force. And we can in fact also draw your line up there. That's okay. And you'll be able to defend over there fairly well, I think. There we go. Let's try to advance into their new capital. At least cut these two guys off. I think you can come up here as well. That would be great, wouldn't it? Come on. Come on, do make it over there, please. And let's not lose eyes on things down here. So I still would like to cut them in half, but you know what, with the cavalry at the very least, so our sort of fast division, we can probably focus them a little bit more on the provinces here that are currently at least empty. And that wouldn't be too bad. It's only 2 divisions here. I think we'd need at least a third one. Okay, one of you. You're part of this now. No, not all. Damn it. 3 divisions over here on this line? Yep. Yeah, I think that's okay. Then we can also focus you up there. That's okay, so being fairly passive vis-a-vis these mountains, and then down here we can actually push probably into here a little bit more aggressively if we do have a significant majority there. Ooh, more forces here from New Zealand actually. Have we just landed over here? Probably. Interestingly enough, actually. So things here are looking okay, I think. What we can do then is attack this guy. You should be doing fairly well. Ooh, and here we go. This is actually the treaty, so that's pretty lovely, actually. So, Union of Burma, can we take all states? Damn it, we cannot. So, how do we want to do this then? They definitively do have enough points to take some of these states. We'd be gaining 150 points. Okay, let's pass and hope that they're not... Ooh, they might be taking this one. What if I do take this one? It would only spend 17 points. Okay, let's pass. They're taking Nepal. We do have enough points. We have 350 points now. Can I take everything else? That would be lovely. Yeah, I can. Would it make more sense to also take something of Burma? I can't. Too low. How much? I could take all of that. Well, that wouldn't be terrible. Is there anything I do not want to take, maybe? Is Dhaka even worth it? Yeah. 3 military factories, definitely. 2 civilian factories up there. Maybe take another pass over here? Gain more points? Probably they are going to take something. Okay, let's do one more pass. Okay, they are taking that. Okay, now we can take all of their land. Okay, let's do that. Can we take more over here? So this is obviously the most valuable one. I'm wondering, we do always need some steel. That would certainly be lovely. How much can we take over here? Okay, not quite everything. There we go. Very lovely. Okay, so we've taken a very significant chunk of Burma and a lot of India as well. And of course we do have a lot of decisions over here. Ooh, we can send volunteers towards the various US factions, which I don't think we will. We do have enough to deal with our own stuff, naval decisions, political actions, propaganda efforts. Okay, so that's all good. In terms of military factories, we are producing quite a bit of this and that. How much have we got? We've got 2 more factories. So this is about 30 days. This is about 25 days. This is still a lot longer, so let's continue to put resources into that. For the first time we do actually have 3 dockyards, so let's build a couple of convoys, I believe. That should be okay. We are not producing any steel anymore. We don't have any surplus in that regard. Probably all of our guys here will be exiled. We do get a lot of equipment as well. Okay, so can I ask you guys then to... So first of all, maybe you guys here are going to just consolidate on this position, which we're going to expand, of course, to at least go over here. That's fine. And then you guys can take up a new front line against our potential new enemies. Sort of this way? Yeah. And of course we are going to draw some offensive line here. Should probably include Delhi, but what the hell. And another one like that. That's okay. And then we've got the cavalry, which for now I'm simply gonna bring up here towards Calcutta. And that should get rid of the exile divisions fairly well. Fortify eastern border has been bypassed. That's nice. Do we get the forts then? Or is it just... I don't know whether it counts as fulfilled or not. There goes that notification. How do we look in terms of logistics? So we do have a significant amount of new weapons, and I think what we should do then is go to the infantry tab here, look at the division, and you can use sort of everything if it comes to me, but maybe not use new equipment, because we are right now researching equipment number 2, and that should work out this way. And then I think all of these guys here will be getting a lot of new stuff. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them. So that's great. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're doing fairly well over here. 100,000, so there's 10,000 still missing. That's not that much at the end of the day. Okay, everyone is sort of finishing up their new positions. Great! So, let's look at our new neighbors. We've got Tibet over here, which is currently somewhat authoritarian. Mongolian war on Tibet, you're defending against that. The Yunnan clique. You are paternal autocrats. We've also got the Kingdom of Siam. You're social conservatives. Most importantly, the Dominion of Canada, though. You are fighting a defensive war against whom? Against the Australian Union, yes. That is very true. And we did see some invasion of Sydney going on there. Not sure whether it's going to be successful. Ooh, right, Russia. So Russia is, of course, also still in war with this horrible, horrible picture over there. And I think they'll be in trouble, because if they do lose over here, all of their forces in this pocket will be gone for. We have concluded our army reform, so we are much stronger now. We could try to invade the Dominion right away, but I'm not sure that's the wisest move. They still have the support of Canada, of New Zealand, of all of these nations, and the Entente isn't going that weak. Commonwealth of Canada, Portugal, France. We did see a couple of their forces, so I'm not sure. Maybe we can overrun them, but where would we be going from there? I think it might make sense to continue the production over here before that, and something that I do actually want to do is go over here and edit the equipment of these guys, because we don't really have any of these guys, but these guys definitely should only take infantry equipment. Not number 1, but basically the old stuff. And what we might actually want to do is remove you so that you have a 10 combat with layout. That's fine. And then we're going to go ahead and train up, I think, at least 12 of these units with a low priority, obviously. And you can get a medium priority. And the upgrades are going to get the highest priority. That should be fine. Good. If we do want to go north, we need to complete these 2 things. That's going to last 100 days. Alternatively, we could expand the army and just focus on that a little bit. But I think since we are at peace, we could actually also try to fulfill our political stuff over here. Civilian factories would be nice, of course, as would mining capabilities. You know what, let's go for the civilian factories first, so we can sort of snowball a little bit more easily. Military factories, we are building a couple of them, probably not in the sea zones though, because we might actually want to use them for other stuff as well. But yeah, and we can accelerate time here a little bit more. Sultanate of Egypt and Iran and Ottoman Empire. So how does it look now? Ooh, Egypt has expanded into the Levant quite significantly. Kurdistan has been liberated, and the Ottoman Empire is pretty much cut down to modern day Turkey, or even a little bit less than that. So that's interesting to see. Yeah, that Russian Civil War, and of course the American Civil War, still going on strong. Oh, there is a peace conference. No, just an autosave. Right, protests in the former syndicalist area of, that's okay, some damage, and the Burmese question. So successor state, do we want to give them independence? I don't think so. Or do we want to integrate them? That's going to cost us a lot of political power. But you know what? I think we want to integrate them. We want to expand our ancient bases over here. And there we go, we've got all of these guys now, hopefully as a claim. Controlled by its owner. Yeah, should be alright. Good. Where do we stand in terms of research? Quite aggressively, focusing on short-term stuff. Resistance in West Bengal, so yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we do need to repair. Don't get that much for the infrastructure. It's not high on my list of priorities. The military factories still are, and potentially it's gonna go in 3 months on its own. We might accelerate it a little bit. You know what, let's push it up to priority number 3. And I think once we have done this, then that should be nice. Good. Encryption, nice. It is nearly 1939, so I think we can start to work on 1939 technology. In terms of engineering, there's nothing except for fire control systems, which we don't need right now. Artillery, we could go for improved artillery. That would be lovely. And I think probably our best bet over here. Also, maintenance company is appreciated. But the most important thing to me still is industry. So yeah, let's go ahead for that. And all of these things are going to come online fairly soon as well, so that is nice. In terms of our economic development, there's not much that we can or need to do. Expand mining capabilities. Synthetic resources I don't care about that much because we're not really using fuel. So actually I think we need to go down here fairly soon. And at some point we do need to think about an air force. And it would be great to have an air force for the for our little dominion over here. Flexible naval focus on assigned divisions. Okay, what are you? Where? Ah, I think you should be part of this then. And we should probably just tell them to do that. Indochina has been beaten down. That's sort of to be expected. Well, it was open for a long time. But, yeah. And you guys just will be garrisoning down there. How are you looking in terms of your recruitment? Yeah, you're doing that fairly well. This is defeated. Here we go, infantry equipment number 2. Fairly important change, so let's change that right away. We will be going from 160 per day to 35. Horrible, but has to be done. We are starting to see some support equipment and some turret artillery coming in, so that's nice. All of this 1939 tech done. Production efficiency cap increase would be nice, as would construction. Again, I think we are at a point where we haven't really maxed out on this, so I think for now probably the construction engineering is the nicer one. So that we are building up a little bit better than we currently are. Right, let's bring it down. We're going to fairly soon, we're going to be done with this. And then I think that's alright. Yeah. Don't really need to be having too much concern about these things. How about military factories? Or do we want to build actual dockyards? If we do want to build dockyards, we have to of course do that on the coast. So that means our ability to build up military stuff is actually fairly limited. Actually, we don't have the ability to do anything there. So yeah, let's actually build up dockyards. And we're just going to queue them in behind the infrastructure actually, because I'm not that particularly keen on our navy. Because our navy is not that good. Ooh, Indian Muslims celebrate the renewed caliphate. By the Sultanate of Arabia. That sounds like it might be trouble for us. Don't know yet, of course, but we will have to see. Where's that Sultanate? Is that just the Rashidi? Probably. We are lacking we are lacking a lot of resources. Oh my. Oh, because we're producing new infantry equipment, so that's what, 1, 2, 3. Okay, fine. The proposed princely state of Maharashtra. When the British Raj fell, the Bombay presidency was dissolved and its Mathura district partitioned between Hyderabad, Kolhapur and other princely states. A new state of Bombay was then created to manage the vital port city of on the Arabian Sea, directly under the control of the executive. However, there have been calls for a new grand and unitary princely state with the same rights as the other cities in the council. The so-called yada yada yada. I think, yes, we will do that. So Mumbai is a thing now, as is decryption. Again, 1939 seems to be fine. Over here, okay. Artillery then. Is it? Yes, I think so. 73 days. They will allow us to produce that. Newly. Okay. Lacking a little bit of resources there. And you know what? We are going to bring this up here. That has been repaired. All of this other stuff is being repaired now. And that should be done extremely fast. Yeah, only 18 days. So that should be nice. And there we go. More civilian factories. Let's address some of the political issues that we have. It's been way too long. 3 years now. And that is still ongoing. And here we are. Soviet Russia has reached the border over here. So I think the Soviets are in very, very deep trouble. And this is so, so ugly. Incredible. Union State has actually defeated the syndicalists. We didn't get a message about that, did we? So that's interesting to see. So they are now in the two-front war. It's going to be interesting to see whether they can sustain that. So they have what? 150 or so divisions? They definitely have the numbers to beat them, but sometimes the AI just puts about 50% of its troops also in transition between the two fronts, and that might not be enough. Of course, these guys here do have quite a bit of industrial capabilities, I think. 26 factories? Yeah, but these have more. Okay. The American Union State is the strongest of the three, but whether it's strong enough to beat the two of them at the same time with such an unfavorable front, I don't know. Some wars starting in China. Yeah, and man, India has absolutely no units on our front. Protests, some damage. I think we can repair that. Bring that up to the sort of top. There still is an invasion going on here. It might be, it's so tempting just to jump on them and immediately start to crack down on that. But I'm just not sure enough. What have they got in terms of aircraft? At least well, 100 or so. They've got 500 aircraft. I think they would decimate us. They are much more strong industrially. But they don't have anyone over here. Do we want to? What do we want to do? Modern artillery focus, yeah, that's nice, that's okay. Infantry equipment, this year would be very good. Research bonus for land doctrine. But it's so far down the line. Could also incite a rebellion over here. I don't think we need the rebellion though. I think if we just invade them straight out, they would potentially fall right now. We have fairly good war support. Stability is okay. Sort of stabilizing. If you forgive the pun. Yeah, Russia is being mobbed up over here. And that will give the Soviets a lot more momentum to drive on Kazan. And I think they're going to be the winner. And that does leave the German Empire looking a little bit awkward. Because if we do go to faction mode over here... Okay, Russia and... Oof. Yeah, Russia is toast. Japan really won a good victory though. Yeah, but if we go to faction mode, you can see the Reichspakt is extending into Ukraine, Poland, Germany, Finland, Ireland, but the Third International has all of Northern Italy, France, UK, Spain, and potentially something else. Not the Australian Union yet. Not the Southern Americans, but Mexico. So that's certainly interesting. Alright, let's research a little bit more. I think we have something under land doctrine that we could boost. Yeah, breakthrough and soft attack for our infantry, definitely worthwhile. Outdated equipment, yeah, the artillery. Let's go ahead for that. How are we looking in terms of recruitment? You're all training up nicely. Let's actually do this only in groups of 2. And here we are. Today, Nizam of Hyderabad, Osman Ali Khan, basically our leader, met with the Council of Princes as they presented to him what they believed to be a fair and just package of reforms, namely that the power of the council would be consolidated into a national divan or diwan, elected from among their number, and that this diwan would assume the primary responsibility for restoring rule over the remainder of India. So far, it's uncertain whether the Nizam will accept these proposals or whether he would look onto them as an erosion of his own personal authority. There are many, after all, who believe that the Nizam himself should act as Diwan, and others who say that the position should be subject to national elections, as should be the position of the council itself. I will consider the advice. We're getting 100 political power, which is nice, and we now unlocked basically the decision to either go down the authoritarian route, ending up in an empire over here, or into the sort of father of the nation. Some say he held imperial ambitions, but the truth is that he only intended to do that for the benefit of all, whether we believe that or not, or the more democratic path over here, leading to new federation, which would either unite the princesses or even hold free elections. and that might be interesting as well. I'm not sure which one to go down to. I think for now we might actually want to go to a little bit more research down here and go this way. Or do we actually want to attack the Northerners? I'm kind of waiting for them to be embroiled in another war. Either with the Americans, with the Reichspakt, or with the Syndicalists. I mean, the Australian Union is syndicalist in nature, and they are fighting a war over here. Unsuccessfully, it seems. But on the other hand, they've left all of this so open. You know what? Let's bide our time. We don't need to rush into this. We can take a short while over here to modify that. Export focus. We do have enough forces. We don't really need to increase our conscription laws. Do we want to go for for limited exports? Would reduce our construction and research speed. Would reduce our factory output, so I don't think that's worthwhile at this moment. We don't have a theorist. We could do a chief of air force, but I think these are only just buffs that we get sort of as we go ahead, so we might actually want to go ahead and appoint an aircraft design over here. We don't really have any aircrafts at the moment, but that might change. So let's get that done for. Dutch East Indies has prevailed, so the colonialists over here have prevailed over there. Sort of. Ooh, Germany East Asia is a weird looking beast. There's even that. I didn't know that. Okay, interesting. Free civilian factories. So we've built pretty much everything that we can. Right, so all of that is done. Civilian factories, we can't build anything else anymore anywhere. Except for maybe over here. So let's do that. But afterwards, I think we can't really do anything. So in fact, what we should do, I believe, is take a look at our ports. That's over here, basically Mumbai, or Bombay, as it was called before. Calcutta, and potentially down here. Where do I get a sign over here? Calcutta, something over here, along the coast. And I think what we're going to do is afterwards start to build a couple of coastal forts. Most importantly in Mumbai. And yeah, this is another area. Secondarily in Calcutta. And then just sort of smaller ones down here. Not sure we even have this area. Yeah, we do. Okay, fine. Yeah, so that we are... When we go to war against these guys, I want to be a little bit safer on our ports. And that's also the reason why, of course, we are recruiting all of these guys down here. How do you look in terms of production? We are back to 100 production per day. Need 30 or so days. That's great, actually. Lots of upgrades being done. That's nice. Can we go here and... South Africa has joined the Reichspakt. That's big news. And let's change all of you guys here to infantry template 3. We have enough support equipment ready to go. So yeah, there we go. You can now sort of drain other resources as well. Research, concentrated industry being done over here. Great. 1939 technology. We could go for the advanced machinery tools. Infantry is fine. Support equipment would be viable. Either anti-air or something. Land doctrine we are researching. Engineering. No need from my perspective. So yeah, actually what we might want to do then is try to get towards the new fighters. How would it look in terms of, what would we be getting over here? Research bonus for air doctrine and air experience. And then fighter focus we do get 2 bonuses. 2 bonuses? I don't know. We'd probably be looking at that. 1944 is still a very long way off. So we might want to hold off from that for a second here and just focus on the stuff that we do know that we need. And you know what? Advanced machinery tools is something that is always useful. Even if not for this here, then maybe for that. I'm wondering though, why is it... What's the formula here for how much it increases per day? Different for each of those. Yeah, that might be a little bit because of these stacked factories though. Alright. Nice to see that we are upgrading that already. And this here will be done in a couple of days. Not sure why you're not getting infantry equipment though. Do we have some stacked in our... No. We're just producing that, sending it to the guys that need it the most. Probably you guys here. Oh. We should actually define you here as being priority. Construction 3 done. Great as well. So that does deal with all of this stuff. We could do, of course, one of these things, but I'm not convinced that we need that. We are fine in resources, more or less, even though we are trading a lot of steel from the Germans. Debatable whether we need this. 1940s technology, that's a little bit early. Although this is tempting. Maintenance company, yeah, let's go for maintenance company. Capture more equipment, that's always appreciated. How do we look in terms of this? More political power coming in soon. Then research speed. Electronics focus is sort of irrelevant, but I think we will be line for this research slot. And maybe trying to get rid of our backwards economy. Still hurting us. It has, what? -10 production efficiency cap and -10% output. Reunion fever is nice to see though. Unassigned divisions. Here come our garrisons. We are going to get a new army group for you. And your job is going to be to pretty much guard our coastline against any enemy incursions. That's okay. We want you to guard primarily the naval bases for now. And that should be okay. Do we have anyone who's sort of good at digging in? River, politically connected, cavalry, artillery officer really. Trickster? Trickster doesn't really matter to me. Okay, so let's see, is there anyone? No one with any skill in defense. Well, that's great. Okay, I think then it's probably you. And let's get you another symbol over here. I think just the sort of fortress. Is it a fortress? I don't know. It's going to be fine. There we go. And we can actually tell you to be part of this guy. Yeah, there we go. Lovely. You need more equipment? That's alright. Yeah, and these guys are going to come online soon enough. So there we go. Fantastic. Good. I think this is a very good place to put in a card. Do let me know whether we should think about attacking the Dominion of India sooner rather than later. It's so tempting with these guys gone. Oh, you're actually a puppet of India or something. Yeah, so they have liberated Nepal. Interesting. Interesting development. So, that being said, thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.